And then we would like randomly send each other messages on Facebook.
Yeah, like when you back to Facebook, all you people who are new back to Facebook, you had to have a college account to get in. You had to have a .edu to be on Facebook. So we would just randomly connect on Facebook throughout the years. And I have moved from Ohio. I moved to California. I had like started a whole new life and everything. But we just would randomly connect through like Facebook memories.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Queerly Blax Show. I'm your host, Ashley, and I'm so happy you came by. The Queerly Blax Show aims to normalize the everyday existence of Black LGBTQIA+ individuals through an interview-style series with regular folks like you and me. So every week, a new guest shares their story and unique perspective on their existence as an LGBTQIA+ individual. Thank you for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe, download, set your reminders to the podcast so you never miss an episode. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to another episode of the Queerly Blax Show. I'm your host, Ashley. I'm joined today by some very special guests. We got Cee and Mia in the building. Y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves to the people.
How you doing, everyone? I'm Cee.
I'm Mia.
And we're from It's a Family Thing. So we are a nomadic family. So we travel full time.
With the toddler.
Yes, with our toddler. We can't forget that.
That is lit. Like, so how long have y'all been doing this? How long y'all been traveling?
Man, 2.5 years now. We left close to three. Yeah, almost 3. We left not the States, but we left, kind of sold everything, sold our house, sold all our stuff, sold our car, and left our life in California. We were living in San Diego at the time in January 2020. Yeah. So right before the pandemic hit, we didn't know anything about it, or else we probably wouldn't have done it. But yeah, that's when we officially left, January 24th. We were just like, we're gonna do it, and we just took a leap of faith.
Man, that's wow. Like, that's wild. What sparked that decision? Like, what was the conversation? We didn't even got to get into the COVID thing yet, but like, what sparked the conversation to like do that? Like, I mean, I live in LA, so I know like San Diego's expensive and, you know, all the things, but like, what was the conversations about like living this type of lifestyle versus per se like moving somewhere else or like doing something different?
Well, I know for me, well, I'll say for her, I'm going to speak for her for a second. We've been long enough. We've been together long enough. But it was our trip to Thailand in 2018. In 2018, we went to Thailand and to Tokyo, Japan. And it was phenomenal. We fell in love with travel just in that moment. We went to go be with elephants. She loves elephants. So we went to Elephant Sanctuary. We got to interact with them, learn about them. We went to Fifi Islands. We went to Disney in Tokyo. We explored. We got lost. We crashed a wedding in Tokyo. We did so much fun stuff. And we were just like, wow, I didn't even know this was possible. Like, and we didn't spend a lot of money. Like the ticket itself, we paid $500 round trip, including stopping like different places, including going to Tokyo from LA. And we were just like, wow, this is awesome.
And then as soon as we got back,
speak up, baby.
As soon as we got back, then Taylor came.
Right? Yeah. We were just like, this is so cool. What if we did this like all the time? What if we just traveled? And it was kind of like, you know, bouncing around the idea, and I'm obsessed. I have an obsessive personality. So once I get my mind on something, I obsess over it day and night. Like I'll be up to 2 o'clock in the morning reading and researching and watching YouTube. So that's kind of what I did. I just became obsessed. It's like, do families travel with kids? How do they do that? Because at the time we were talking about having a baby, and literally 2 weeks later after we got back, I was pregnant. So it was just like, how do we do this with a baby? And we were kind of just like, let's figure it out.
And the most important part was you have a baby and then you go right back to work. And that was very hard for her because my situation was different because I could take him with me to my job. So, and then that was the end of all of that.
That sparked it. That was the final nail in the coffin per se. Was after having Caleb, he was born at 36 weeks. So I was 4 weeks early. And I went back to work 7 weeks after having him, and I was just like a wreck. I had postpartum anxiety was like at an all-time high, and I was just a complete wreck. I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's leave. Let's really be together as a family. Let's travel. Let's do it. And throughout that time, we went on a couple of mini trips to see how he would do. We went to, well, I wouldn't say mini trips. We went to Beijing when he was 4 months old.
Definitely not
We
a
went
mini
to
trip.
Hawaii. I know.
I was like, what?
Right? As I said, I was like, yeah, that's not a mini trip.
Well,
And I
not a mini
kinda-
flight for sure.
Yeah. I kind of just buy tickets and then let her know, like, hey, I saw this deal. I bought it. And she's
Yeah.
like, what? Like, yeah, we go to Beijing. And she's like, Beijing, you bought the tickets? It's like, yeah, I already bought them. So
We
at
going.
that point, we was stuck. So we just figured it out along the way. And as we started doing that, he did amazing. He didn't cry during the flights. His ears didn't pop. He just would chill. So we did that. We went to Mexico, we went to Hawaii, we flew around the States. And we were like, I think we can make this happen. And that's kind of where it really just took off. And I just became obsessed with traveling and planning. It was supposed to be 1 year. And then COVID kind of changed everything.
Yeah.
Correct.
So when January happened, you guys, you pack up, you move, where was the first place you went?
First place we went, we left San Diego and we drove from San Diego to Colorado. So we made a road trip out of it. And at the time, he was what, 13, 14 months or something like that. And we stopped, spent the night places, Airbnbs. We went to New Mexico, Colorado, Arizona. And we had fun. That was a fun road trip. Yeah. And we just kind of stopped, did things along the way to go visit my sister in Colorado. So that was the first stop. And the idea was to stay there for about a month, maybe 2 months. And then, I had a whole itinerary plan.
What up? It's your host, Ashley, and I'm interrupting this podcast to ask, are you following us? Have you downloaded the podcast? Are you subscribed to us on YouTube? If you're not already, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on all platforms, Queerly Black. I'm going to let y'all get back to the show. Peace.
We did Costa Rica, and Mexico, and Singapore, and Vietnam, and Thailand, and Shanghai. Like, I had all this stuff planned and paid for, which is the important thing. And then when COVID hit, we were like, man, what are we gonna do?
So where did you go? Did you end up staying in Colorado for like that first kind of that hard stretch of COVID, like that very beginning where nobody knew if you go outside, you're gonna die kind of thing, like that first, until basically like the summertime. It was kind of like you just stay wherever you at. You don't go nowhere.
That's exactly what happened. We were like, so we stuck in Colorado, and my sister was pregnant at the time. So we were really super cautious. We were we would go buy groceries, come in the house, put everything in a garage, bleach down everything, wipe everything down, go in the house, take a shower, and then come back out and bring the groceries in the house. Like, it was serious. We were really, really serious about it. Then he was a baby, so we didn't know he was too young. We were just freaking out. And then as, more and more flights started getting canceled, I'm like, so what we gonna do? We got all this money tied up in it. And, they weren't trying to give people refunds. And we were like, man, what's the game plan? And we kind of just waited it out until about the summer, like you said. And then we went back to our hometown in Ohio. And what we did after that?
We went to Mexico.
Basically, we went on a road trip. So we get back to Ohio.
Oh no, we did a road trip.
So we hung out in Ohio for a little bit. And then I end up getting laid off from my job. So we're like, what are we gonna do? I'm getting laid off. We're not gonna have any insurance. And we were like, let's move to Mexico. And we were like, cool, let's do it. Let's move to Mexico. We moved down here sight unseen in August 2020. And we just fell in love with it. We loved it here. And that's kind of how our story has kind of gone since we moved down here. We kind of fell in love with the people, the place. It was affordable.
Yeah.
We knew if we got sick, at least, we had some savings. We could use our savings. You can't survive in the States if you get sick. You don't have no insurance. So that was our main concern. If we get sick, I don't have a job. What are we gonna do? So we came down here and kind of just made it work. I put all my energy into the website. And it just became so much more than what we thought it would ever be.
Yeah.
I'm looking back on it.
No, that's how we feel.
That's how I
What's your take on it?
Because I knew that it would be grand because she had such a everything. Like she became a doctor when she got pregnant, like for sure. She didn't go to school for it, like she knew everything.
Yeah, street doctor.
Yeah, right. But I knew that if it was for our family and it was just her characteristics, that it was game over. And I always believed in her, so that's just what's
nice.
And we were a good team. We're a great team.
Yeah, we are a really good team.
Dope. So y'all been in Mexico ever since, pretty much. Traveling.
Yes and no.
Oh, yes and no. Like
Yes
kind of
and
that's
no.
been like y'all place that y'all go back to after kind of as you kind of go around.
Yes, we've been to Guatemala, we've been to Colombia, we hop back and forth to the States to go to like Disney, which we're going again on Thursday, but to Disney, to Legoland. Sometimes we need to hop over to California because I work again now, so I have a full-time job, so we need to hop over there for work. And we kind of just play it by ear because our schedule is so flexible. Even though he's enrolled in school down here, they work with us.
Yeah,
which is another reason why we love it. We were able to cut our cost of living. So while I was laid off, we were living off $1,000 a month.
Wow, that's dope.
Because I was like, look, you gotta start cutting them expenses when you don't have money coming in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that direct deposit ain't hitting. You like, what can we cut out?
Yeah, survive. For sure, man. Well, that's dope. But I definitely want to talk about y'all stories in terms of how you became a part of this amazing LGBTQ community. So I gotta ask, when was y'all first encounter with your sexuality? When did y'all know y'all liked the ladies individually? This is obviously before y'all met each other.
You go first.
Who's going first?
I actually don't remember. I don't really.
Boo.
That's not fair. Anyways, I met someone, things happened, and then that's how it all started for me. And I don't even remember what year it was, but I think
we talking about kindergarten, we talking about middle school, we talking about high school,
like college.
Oh, okay.
But when I was younger, this girl kissed me and I was cool with it. I was cool with it.
Ain't that always? All right, we gonna play house.
That's your first encounter.
We gonna play house.
And I think then I was like 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then when I would see her as an adult, she would like look at me, and I thought that was kind of
All right now.
Man, I remember, this is so crazy. I never told anybody this. I remember my grandma caught me and she used to foster kids and we kissed. We were like 8 or something like that. And I got in so much trouble. But luckily by the time my mom came to pick me up, she forgot. So, so never knew.
So your grandma didn't out
and you? Not then at least. But it was, for me, I would say high school, like my senior year in high school, and I was just trying to figure things out. But then once I got to college, I didn't care. Like I just did my thing.
I never cared.
I didn't care.
I just showed up like, hey.
Right? Yeah,
this was all going on how to get the name pudding.
So you didn't really come out. You just kind of brought a girl around, and it was like this one with.
Yeah. I never came out because I never felt the need to. I would say I never came out to like I would say 99% of my family. I think my grandma, my other grandma, who I was really, really close with because she raised me, I ain't really have a choice because somebody who's a hater emailed her a picture of me and my girlfriend at the time. I was like 18, 19 or something like that. So they emailed her a picture. She was asking me about it and I was like, damn, I guess I can tell her.
Yeah.
And she was just like, okay, I still love you. You live your life. I mean, she did say I would go to hell. So I was like, damn.
You know, you gotta add that little piece at the end.
Yeah.
That's between you and God.
Still love you. You gonna do whatever it is you want to do. It's your life. You do whatever. So I was just like, okay, cool. And once that conversation kind of happened, I never cared.
Yeah,
my family was in denial for a long time, for like 2 years. Like
after we got married, they were still in denial.
Yeah. I mean, they're still going through their own thing, but that's their business. But for me, when I first started dating a woman, like my family was in denial for like 2 years. And finally my mom's like, they just gonna drop all their stuff and move. Like, so is y'all together or not? And I was like, well, Mom, what you mean? We've been together like we, and then she was like, oh, okay. And she didn't talk to me for like a week, and I was fine. I needed it.
Right. Ain't that
like
hilarious? They think they going on a break. You be like, listen, I didn't really want to hear what you did at work today anyway.
Right.
So thank you for
even
giving me a break. I ain't even mad. Appreciate it.
Me.
Right. Thank you. I needed that hour back. That's what's up. But so how did y'all meet?
That's why I giggle, because we don't really have a good
We don't have a
story.
good story. Our how did you meet story is
Yeah.
terrible because we don't know.
No.
We met in high school. We're from the same place.
Okay.
From the same city.
Okay.
In Ohio. So we met in high school just in passing.
Okay.
We just knew the same people who were friends, but we were never friends. We just kind of hung around the same group of people. And I'm a year older, so we met. I was like a sophomore or something, and it was just like, oh, hey, how are you? And then we never spoke again in high school.
Yeah.
Basically, I went like we met, and then we never spoke again. And then I was around like 19-ish, and I came home from college, and just pure coincidence, my brother, who was an idiot at the time, got the car stuck in a ditch, and it just so happened to be in front of her house. I had no idea how I knew it was her house, how we got in contact with each other, but I was like, hey, we out here stuck in this ditch. It was snowing outside. I was like, hey, can I come hang out? And we just hung out.
Yeah, and it was friendly. It wasn't anything wrong.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing like sketchy or anything. We were just hanging out. We were talking, and then I left, and we didn't speak for like years after that.
I wouldn't say years. I mean,
Like-
it was some
like
time.
2 years.
Well, maybe 2 years. And then we would like randomly send each other messages on Facebook.
Yeah, like when you back on Facebook, all you people who are new, back on Facebook, you had to have a college account to get in. You
Yeah.
had to have a .edu
Mm-hmm.
to be on Facebook. So we would just randomly connect on Facebook throughout the years. And I had moved from Ohio. I moved to California. I had like started a whole new life and everything. But we just would randomly connect through like Facebook memories.
Mhm. Yeah.
Facebook childish. They always trying to
Bringing up old stuff.
Leave my past in the past.
Stay bringing up old stuff.
Right. Leave my past in the past.
Right.
But yeah, and we just went in like 2017. So this is from 2005 all the way up to 2017. We would randomly connect, like, oh, hey, how are you? Like, oh, good, blah, blah, blah. And we go on my life, and then we won't speak again. And then in 2017, we just reconnected again. And what else? After we reconnected again.
I mean, that was pretty much
Yeah, that's pretty much the end of it. We like that was pretty much the end. She was living in Ohio. I was in California. And we would talk every single day, all day, the usual, like text all day, talk all day. And then she came to visit in May. And we hung out and we had so much fun that she came back in June and then back in July. And
okay.
she
Don't
moved.
sound thirsty. She don't gotta say the month. I came back.
She came back every
No.
month
And then
to see the kid.
So she moved to California in August, and we've literally been together ever since then, since August 2017.
But hold up though. So y'all talking for 12 years. You know what I'm saying? Just hey, how you doing? Okay, Facebook memory. But who showed interest first?
We can go back and forth about it.
Who said,
me.
you know what I mean?
It was you.
Who sent the kissy
The
face
lies.
first? Who
I don't
sent
wanna put you
the
on blast on this
sent the emoji first? Like, yo, look, was
We would
good.
talk all the time, and then one time I was sitting outside on my patio because somebody just stole my furniture.
Mm.
Yeah,
The patio furniture.
yeah, and she
Damn.
was like, "I think I could fall in love with you." I
Uh-oh.
promise you.
I don't remember that.
That's fine.
I don't remember that.
That's fine. And then, yeah,
I don't remember that.
that's where it all started. That's where it all started.
I don't remember that at all. Okay. That's
I
how you feel.
believe it. I believe it.
That's how you feel.
That's dope. So then, when did you move to California?
It was
August.
October,
Yeah.
August, okay.
August 2017.
Mhm.
August 2017. Yeah.
Just packed up and dipped.
Things went pretty fast, but we're still there.
Yeah.
No, I mean, well, like, I guess from a relationship perspective, maybe, but like, I think y'all knew each other, like y'all had already kind of,
Oh yeah, for years.
yeah, you know, like there was
yeah,
already
years.
a commonality there that like,
Yeah, but when
I
people
know
hear our
you,
stories,
like,
Yeah, people be like,
that
what?
we
We
got
got engaged, we got married, we had a baby.
well, in lesbian years, you know, y'all went, you know,
no,
it's pretty normal pace, you know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty
Like,
much.
you know, so
Yeah.
I think, I mean, so then, how long after you moved did y'all get married?
Like 4 months.
Yeah.
We got married in December 2017.
So all within pretty much a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah,
good.
basically in a year she got moved, we got married, and we were pregnant with a baby in a year.
Yeah, my brother was like, wait, we're
Like,
married? I thought you just said she proposed. And I was like, yeah, it's different for us. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It goes
and
quick.
I'm not really pressed about like wedding. We both was like, we don't want to spend no money on a wedding. We don't want to none of that. Nobody coming off California anyway. Everybody always saying they broke, they can't fly. So this is 2017 before, you know, flights super expensive.
Yeah,
We were like, let's just go to the courthouse, get married, and after that, we was like, you know what, let's spend the money and go on a real cool trip.
mm-hmm.
That's what we did.
Yeah, no, I mean, I relate to that. We was the same. We didn't want neither one of us wanted, like, we were like, okay, we asked each other the question, like, did you ever have that fairy tale in your mind as a kid? Like, you want to see yourself in a white dress. If you had that dream, then we'll do it. If either one of us had it, we would have done it, but neither one of us ever wanted it. So we're just like, we ain't about to do all this.
I was
Spend
like,
all this
let's
money
do
on a bunch of people.
Right?
Yeah.
Just for y'all to come eat. Don't even
So,
give gifts and stuff.
And my wife likes to travel too. So we had a very similar thing where we went on a bunch of trips, went to Europe for 2.5 weeks, just went to, you know, Costa Rica, just did a bunch of stuff. And it was great, you know, but I think that's one of the joys of, you know, a partnership that is open, is that like you can talk about what you want to do, like how you want to define it and do it exactly how you want to do it. So I relate for sure.
It was surprising that we talk about everything, we put everything up front, like, hey, this is this and this is that. But I also think we were just so similar in what we wanted. Yeah. You know?
The balance was great.
Yeah, the balance was perfect because we were both, and it wasn't even like we talked about it before. We were both like, hey, what if we travel full time? She was like, I was thinking the same thing. It was nothing that we had previously discussed. It was just like, man, I would like to do this. And we were just so connected in that. And we were just like, all right, let's do it. And that's hard to find.
Yeah.
That's really hard to find.
For sure. It 100%. Without a little
pushing
or like somebody's on one end of the spectrum, the other one, like you gotta, but it is very rare when you find somebody that you're like, all right, cool, we just lockstep. How has life changed with toddler?
Man, oh my gosh.
I think it's beautiful. He's curious. He tests us all the time. He's at that stage. But I mean, I worked with kids my whole time.
Yeah, you gotta say that part first. So
her patience is like,
yes, she like the mother in the shoe who got like a million, you know what I mean? Like kids love her. All
infinite
kids
patience.
Love her. She's so patient and she loves kids so much, and kids love her. Like, it's crazy. Me, it was a struggle. Because I didn't work with kids. I wasn't around kids a lot. Yeah. Plus, he's a mini me, so we butt heads like crazy. Yeah. People don't imagine how much you can fight with a toddler. It's possible.
Yeah. Once that little personality start forming,
right?
That little personality start forming.
But his personality has been the same. He doesn't say that, and that's just what it is. I said no, and I meant no, and I'm just like,
yeah.
The
time when we first said, like, you know what, we're gonna travel full time, and he was a baby, people are like, what? And honestly, it was the best decision ever to do it while he was young. It was the best decision ever because now he loves it. Like, we're gonna go on an airplane, we're gonna get on a bus, we're gonna go to the airport, we're gonna fly. Like, he's excited. He loved it.
And it's so funny because he has patience for that. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't trip out about being at the airport or nothing, but like sitting at the house waiting for us to go to the store for 5 minutes. He's like panicking, like, let's go.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. I mean, he's learned so much. He's experienced so much. And
Yeah.
I
We
love
go
it.
through TSA. He put his stuff on a belt and he like take off his jacket. He put all the stuff on there and he's like, okay, my turn. He walked through the thing like he's seasoned out here. You can't
That's
tell
what's
him
up.
nothing.
That's what's up. No, that's super dope. As far as your travel, like specifically like different places, have you experienced anything as a queer couple that was like a little crazy?
No.
Somewhat.
When?
Like the lady that chased us in Beijing.
I don't think it was because we were queer.
Oh no, I don't think it's because they were queer couple. I think it's because our son is Black and Korean because she's half Korean. She grew up with a Korean grandma, like whole culture, speaks the language, everything. So that's why he's half Korean. I don't know why I feel like I need to explain that, but
Yeah, but
so
okay, thank you.
Mommy?
Mm-hmm.
he's asking for more stuff. So
What up? It's your host, Ashley, and I'm interrupting this podcast to ask, are you following us? Have you downloaded the podcast? Are you subscribed to us on YouTube? If you're not already, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on all platforms, Queerly Black. I'm going to let y'all get back to the show. Peace.
people are intrigued by him because he looks Asian.
Mm-hmm.
So they're super intrigued by him. So people follow us. This one lady chased us down one time to ask us if he was Korean. The other day at the store, this lady was like kind of trying to coax him to come with her.
Yeah.
Like it's
People
been some
crazy.
weird encounters. Yeah, it's been some
Yeah,
weird
people
encounters.
crazy.
Or they don't believe he's our son. So we gotta like show pictures, like baby pictures.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
People are wild, man.
And here he is right here. He's supposed to be taking a nap.
Well, when you're going to see you in a little bit, okay? You're
So it's been some interesting things, but we've never really had like a bad experience per se.
She wants you on her show.
Because I don't think people realize, I think they have a hard time realizing we're a couple or we're married.
Mm-hmm.
They just assume we're like friends or we're cousins, we're related somehow, and that's their go-to. And
Oh, you
doesn't bother
sisters?
us.
You sisters?
yeah, and it doesn't really bother us.
Yeah.
Because our safety is our number one concern.
For sure, for
his
sure.
safety. So we don't make it a point to, broadcast it. But when people ask, we'll say, yeah, we're married, it's our son, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I don't think we've had any bad encounters. If anything, it's the opposite. Everybody loves him. Like,
Yeah.
it gets exhausting.
Yeah. No, he's adorable. Favorite place you've traveled?
I feel like
Mm,
that's such a hard.
I really liked Thailand.
Yeah.
But I am like dreaming to get to Vietnam. I have this love affair with Vietnam and I don't know why.
I mean, of course, for me, it was the elephant. So
Thailand?
yeah.
You jocking my answer.
I mean, to pick your islands was amazing too, but I think I have like small moments, so I don't have a favorite place. Like I go out by myself sometimes and I experience some of the most
Oh,
amazing
yeah.
things. Like when we were in Beijing, these ladies taught me how to make like dumplings like right in front of me. This lady just randomly loves my energy and she taught me how to make pupusas like on the street.
in
make
Guatemala.
pupusas. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've just experienced some really cool things. So I don't have
Yeah.
a favorite place, but I have some really good memories.
Experience, like different experiences in different places. All right, so I got 2 more questions for y'all. First question is, if you had a theme song for your life, what would it be?
Thing song for our life, I would say A Whole New World.
Yeah, I'm
A Whole New World.
They're
Yeah.
always all over the place. doing
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
I think that's a good one for us. And I love Latin.
Mhm.
that's solid. And if you have advice for someone who was on their own queer journey and or wanted to aspire to have a nomadic life, what advice would you give them?
Want to take the first one?
I would say save. Save your
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Save them
money.
coins.
Yeah, it's not. It's. I will say this because I read an article about someone, a TikToker or something like that, who quit her job and said she was gonna, travel in a van and ended up homeless. And you need to have a plan. That is number one. Is you need a plan. Like, don't just be like, I'm gonna quit my job and everything gonna be great, like they say on Instagram, because it will not be. So number one is have a plan. Of course, like she said, save money, but also cut your expenses. That's something we did that made a huge difference. We cut our expenses like crazy. Like, we didn't have any additional money going out that didn't need to go out. And what's another one is to just, you don't need to do grand things. I think that's a big.
I mean, that's the next thing that I was gonna say too, like think outside of the box when it comes to traveling. And you hear all of these places that other people go to and you're like, oh, I have to go there because it's on Instagram. Because Instagram has a sweep of like everybody goes to Thailand, everybody goes to Croatia or whatever. Like, you have to think about stuff that you want to do and actually research the map and like see what interests you and like even do stuff that you might not like or air quotes think that you don't like because you don't know what you don't know. So.
Maybe be open to everything.
Yeah.
Be open to everything.
Dope.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Tell the people where they can find y'all.
You can find us now on Instagram. We're doing better with posting on social media. We struggle with it so much because we just like to be realistic. So I just don't take the time to make everything perfect. So we just put our regular selves out there. We're very open. We answer questions. You can find us on our blog. It's a family thing with a Z. So ITZ, afamilything.com. We have information on traveling with a toddler. We have tips. We have some of the best gear to use, things you didn't think about. A whole bunch of stuff on our site that can be helpful for people looking to kind of transition into this life. And we're getting on TikTok. I'm a little old, so I don't know how to use it yet, but we're gonna get our niece to show us. It's coming up on TikTok, so you guys can follow where we're at because we have a lot of things going on. We have a lot of different places we're traveling to within the next 3 months, and we're making a major move. So we're excited to do that.
Dope. Well, y'all stay posted. Check them out. Stay up to date with everything they got going on. I want to thank y'all, Cee Mia. Thank y'all for coming on the show, sharing your story. Keep traveling, stay safe. And y'all already know, man, it's another episode of the Queerly Blax Show. I'm your host, Ashley. I'll catch y'all on the next one.